Skirt.
She's doing her job. She's gonna hurt herself. Take my advice. Don't interfere. Can't believe I'm getting this in right now. Second one on that ship got wrecked. Not everyone. Oh, I'm crazy. Not your fault. As far as I know, there are no species in the galaxy that have mastered the art of mixing romance into location. The last one should be giving me a lecture. Open your own pressure.
Okay, so you can see I've already laid down a layer of 2-ounce cloth. I've come in with a layer of 1-ounce cloth in behind it, so I've got 3 ounces in this whole area altogether. Now I'm coming in and I'm grabbing the seams and I'm putting in, you can use a weaved or anything. You just want to strengthen up where your seams are. Because essentially when you put on your hemispheres, if you cut them out and go through whole hemispheres, you don't have any strength there. So what you want to do is you want to build up your strengths in the bends and along the bottom and the top so that all the strength is there. This is a whole lot thinner than my first one. I learned that I can actually go quite a bit thinner, and I'm just going in with support. So what I'm doing now is I put in the piece like this. Now this is once again the weave fabric. You can just use the weave, any type of weave to work fine. See if I get a longer one here. And what I'm going to do is I just want to get that into the bend to start working on my strength. And now I'm going to soak it down. So I'm going to come in here. And I'm just going to let it soak down through here. And use a dabbing motion. Now this is a silicone basting brush. And I use these. You can use any brush. I use these. They don't shed bristles. And the nice thing about these is you can always clean them after the resin's hardened on them. So this one I've had for years already, and it works just as good. I've cut the bristles in half on this one because I wanted it a bit stiffer. So I'm going to let that one soak a bit. I'm going to come back here and you can see the white starting to disappear, which is the air and the dry glass. And that's what I'm doing. I've let it soak. Now I'm trying to push it all the way through. Make sure I get my seams really good. And I'm dying from all the fumes here of this stuff, as well as my cameraman too, I believe, which is 3 Ringos, by the way. So you see me dabbing this through, and yeah, I've got a little bit excess with the resin right now. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that because I know I'm going to spread that out. All right, so now all the white is gone from that. It's all disappeared. You can see it starting to soak in over here, but I have excess. So what I want to do now is I want to go back, and this is a sponge roller. I'm just going to go back and I'm going to soak up the excess, because the excess outside of the mat is going to do nothing. It doesn't give me any extra strength. All it does is add extra weight. And when you're laying your mat down, you see it looks fairly uniform. Well, that's what you want, although it didn't look that uniform. Once I pat it all in, then I just go over it with the roller. The roller sucks up the excess and then spreads it out where it needs it. So you can see I'm coming in. I do have a fair amount soaked into the roller right now, so I can just suck up all the extra from this area and just it'll lay it down in this area. So that's the essence of it. You're trying to make sure all the air bubbles are gone. Air bubbles are the one thing you want to avoid. That's what you're working so hard to avoid. And as it starts to harden up a bit, starts to gel, you're going to go over certain areas. Any bend you have, like if we look up into here, if we bring the camera over to here. So you look into here, I've already done this area a couple times. Now this is just the cloth. I haven't put any of the doubler in yet. But you see it's starting to lift a bit there. So I'm just going to come back and just push that back into the edge again. Get that nice sharp edge. And I'll do that a few times. Once again, I put the layer of glass down. And then I come in with these doubler strips, these weaves, to strengthen everything up. Alright, so I tried to, it's pretty rare I'm in the shop with someone else. But, you know, essentially just wanted you to see that when you're doing the fiberglass, it's basically just a dabbing motion. You never brush it, because that'll introduce air holes, and it will, you know, pull the weave where you don't want it. So it's all in a dabbing motion. Your work height is a big deal as well. When you're working on something like this, you're bent over this whole time, your back gets sore. So watch your work height. This is an adjustable table I'm working on right now. It is a bit lower than what I should have it, but this is only the first half. I'll raise it up a bit. And when I put the two pieces together, I'll have to lower it a bit to work in the two pieces. So you can say I've worked from here down, from here down. I'll do the same on the other side. And I've been doing this for a little bit, almost an hour now, working on this piece. I'll work on an hour on the other piece, and then another hour to get the last two pieces. So 3 hours to get this whole section done. And then I'll let it sit in the mold for 24 hours, and it'll be good. There's a good one down there. I'm quite happy with that. It has to be cleaned up. You can see all the wax still on it from when it pulled out of the mold. And it's the edges are really good onto it. I'm really happy with it. So that's it for now. Happy fiberglassing.